Hey, it's Carmine from CheerSounds, and today we're going to talk about ASCAP and if you need it in your gym. Do you need the ASCAP license? This is prompted by a whole bunch of phone calls we got recently and have got over the past 2 years of ASCAP called my gym and they said I owe money or I need their license or whatever. And it started happening a lot like 2 years ago. Pretty much ASCAP discovered there's this thing called cheer gyms and they don't know how to license anything right. So they're calling to make right and collect dues. But that's their job. ASCAP's a performing rights organization. They represent a catalog of artists. And when you use the artist's work in a public performance manner, then a royalty is due. That is a legal obligation. It's a cost of doing business like your taxes are. It's not specific to cheer. When you go to a restaurant down the block and you hear music playing, public performance was taken into consideration. When you're in the mall and you go in Forever 21 and you hear this cool, crappy music, public performance was taken into consideration. And I don't really know why I picked Forever 21. But the point is, when you're in the mall and you hear music too, they thought about that. Every single business that uses music in some way has to consider public performance rights. Cheer gyms are no different. They just didn't know, like everything else with licensing. Cheer gyms, it's just kind of out of their wheelhouse. So here I am to educate you. ASCAP's calling because they know you use popular music. And they know you don't have an account. And they know because their catalog's so big that chances are you're using music that's represented by them. So, my recommendation, just pay it. You're supposed to pay it anyway. You should have been paying it all this time. So pay, not the fines. I'm sure you can wiggle out. I'm not a lawyer, by the way, if you've noticed. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just giving you the layman talk here. Pay the fee. Your cheese wedge mats cost more than these things, right? These fees are not much. In the grand scheme of running a business, the BMI, or I'll get to BMI, the ASCAP license and the BMI license are worth every penny. So, what's BMI? BMI, call them the competitor to ASCAP. They're another performing rights agency and they represent the other set of artists, we'll say. In America, those two pretty much cover every song you've ever heard of. So, unless you want to, just buy the ASCAP license and then when kids ask for music, you have to go, let me check if that artist is in our ASCAP catalogs, children. Instead of doing that, just buy the ASCAP license, buy the BMI license, and pretty much anything you hear on the radio is going to be covered. So, most of these gyms are saying ASCAP, but I bought a license from CheerSounds. And ASCAP goes, yeah, so what? The reason they say yeah, so what, is because it's different licenses. What CheerSounds and the other USA Cheer providers are obligated to provide is a master license, which is the recording, that covers the recording. I go like this because it used to be CD, but then it became MP3, and it covers recording. And we provide a mechanical license. The mechanical licenses are the license for the lyrics and the composition. So it's not the recording, it's what was performed. We cover those. We get those for you, and we go, here you go, you can use that. We can't do that with public performance license. Even if we wanted to, we can't. Think of it this way. Say we're a car dealership or a car rental place. You come to us, you say, I want to rent a car. We say, okay, cool. Here's our car. You can use it. We've given you license to use our car. However, you should have already had a driver's license. And we can't give you a driver's license. That's your obligation. So it works the same way. You're supposed to have the public performance license. You want to use a cover song from any other providers? We're counting on you to have a public performance license. We can't give you one, even if we wanted to. Now, pretty much all 12 out of 12 calls that I took in the last couple of weeks about this ASCAP stuff wanted to know, how can I not pay ASCAP license? Okay, fine. Well, one, I've never met a gym or anybody from a gym that has met these exceptions, but I'll tell you them anyway. One, your gym only uses the radio. You play a radio station, and that's what you perform to, and you've never recorded it, and it's always live radio. Obviously, this sounds stupid, and you're not going to do it. That's case one. Case two, everything is royalty free. This one's a little more viable, but nobody's really had the guts to do it yet. If every piece of music ever used in your gym for the term of the, for a term, is royalty free, meaning you don't owe residual on it. Then yeah, you can tell ASCAP to buzz off, and BMI for that matter. But nobody's really done that yet. And third, it's kind of the same as second. It's royalty free, but it's original music. When you call a music producer, people call CheerSounds and they say, we want an all original mix made completely for us. Every lyric, everything. Okay. Inherently, that doesn't mean it's royalty free, but the norm in Cheer has been, if you buy an original mix, we pretty much go, here, we made it for you. We have every right there is to it, but we'll also give you license to do whatever you want with it, for the most part. Check your terms and conditions. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but anyway, those are the three cases. I've never seen a gym do this. If there's any piece of popular music played in your gym, get the ASCAP license, cover yourself, get the BMI license. Combined, you're probably not going to spend more than, I don't know. I'm probably highballing it here. $700 for both. It's worth it. Cost of doing business, negligible. Figure out how many, private lessons or kids it takes to cover that, and just swallow the pill. You're required to do it. That's kind of it. I hope that helps. There is clarity to this. ASCAP's not a bunch of murdering ruffians calling you to beat you up and steal your money. They are simply knocking on your door and saying, we're pretty sure you're not following the law properly. Never mind the fact that you never have. You should probably just start doing this properly now. And when you slam the door in their face, they really do have legs to stand on, unless you fall into one of those incredibly rare cases I described. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have questions, fire away. Really, you should point them towards an attorney. I'm happy to help, but don't take my word as the end-all be-all. But from my experience, there you go. Buy the licenses. It's your time's probably worth more than watching this video, me talking about it. You should just buy it. All right, take care.